Welcome to the Creating Powerful Impact podcast, where we look at behind the scenes of why and how leaders are making an impact and how you can too. I'm Shay Wheat, the founder and CEO of Grace and Ease Productions and the host of Creating Powerful Impact podcast. We support 6, 7, and 8-figure speakers, coaches, and expert thought leaders in creating powerful and profitable live and virtual live events. Our clients have made over $25 million in revenue, gained over 3,700 new clients, and changed the lives of over 29,000 attendees with events as few as 50 people and over 4,000 in attendance. So stick around to the end of the show where we'll reveal how you can be a next guest in just 15 to 20 minutes. Let's go. Hello and welcome to Creating Powerful Impact. Again, I'm your host, Shay Wheat, founder of Grace and Ease Productions, where we support entrepreneurs just like you with event-based marketing and sales strategies, allowing you to build your authority, credibility, and visibility in your industry. Today, I'm very excited to introduce our guest today. Nick Prefontaine is a 3-time best-selling author and was named a top motivational speaker in 2022. By Yahoo Finance. He's also the founder and CEO of Common Goal and partner at Smart Real Estate Coach. Now, back in 2003, Nick was actually in a snowboarding accident, and that actually left him in a coma for over 3 weeks. The doctors came back and told his parents that he probably would not talk, eat, or just have his own life again. However, in less than 3 months, he was literally running out of the Franciscan Children's Hospital. Now he's a certified infinite possibilities trainer, and Nick speaks to groups on the benefit of his message to overcome adversity. Please help me welcome to the Creating Powerful Impact stage, the amazing Nick Prefontaine. Hey, Nick, what's up?
Hey, Shay, how are you?
I'm excited to have you here. I know we're going to dive into a couple of different things. You know, there's things of overcoming adversity and your story and how in the world did you even start running out of the hospital after being in a coma? And then what did that do and transfer into like your life now and what it is you're doing, how you're creating this amazing life and business with your family. Maybe some little behind the scenes that's happening as well that you've continued to scale and grow. But before we kind of dive into all those pieces, is there anything that you would like to say that I might have missed in your bio, sharing with our audience about who it is that you are?
I mean, you did a great job, Shay, in summing it up. I usually like to kind of tell how I got involved in real estate, and it's a little bit different than a lot of people out there, as I'm sure I think you and I touched on it off air a little bit, but after I got into my snowboarding accident, I was actually during that process, in order to learn how to walk, talk, and eat again, because the doctors told my parents that I probably wouldn't walk, talk, or eat again. Mm-hmm. So in order to do that, I unknowingly utilized a system, the STEP system. Now, STEP is an acronym that stands for support. Now, you want to make sure that you have the support of your family and friends right from the beginning. This frees up so much of your mental energy to focus on accomplishing your objective. And then T of the STEP system is trust. Trust that once you take your first step, the next step will always be available to you. And this also starts with trusting yourself. Trust that you have this desire or calling inside of you for a reason. And then E is energy. So you want to make sure you have your energy, because without it, you're not able to affect and lead and really help people the best that you can. Finally, P, and this is just a high level 10,000 foot overview, but P is persistence. So once you've taken your first step, keep getting up every day and taking your next step, no matter how small. And by continuing to move forward every day, you are building an unstoppable momentum. So that was
That's really, I mean, you could use the step system in everything. You use it in your business, you use it in your personal life, you use it probably with your kids, right? Like you got to have the support, the trust, the energy, and the persistence. Especially, I mean, gosh, if I really think about it, it's even nuanced down in, let's say, in real estate, right? If you're building a team in real estate, or you still need the support, trust, energy, and persistence to make it happen. If you're going and helping people buy a home, you need the step system. If you're, going out in your business and looking to scale and leverage, you need the step system. So tell me a little bit more about how this kind of came about for you.
Well, it was something that I unknowingly did. Like I've always done it. That's how I've like attacked life and done everything, overcome any kind of challenge or a setback or adversity. And this goes down to starting a new business. When I'm looking to start a new business, which I did a few years ago. Common Goal is my other company that I have, where I do motivational speaking, and I lead people that are going through trauma or life challenge or adversity, help them get through to the other side and to be able to thrive with the rest of their life. The step system is something that my mentor helped me really figure out what it is that I did to recover from my accident. And that was really the step system. She helped me deconstruct my process of how and figure out what the heck it was that I actually did. And she kept going deeper with me because she kept asking me, yeah, but how? I said, I don't know. I just got up and did it. No, how? And she like kept going further and further. And so then like, that was what I used, to recover from my snowboarding accident. But after I ran out of the hospital, it really wasn't like my work was done. I had to continue to go to outpatient therapy for another 6 months, along with being tutored all summer long in order to move on to high school with the rest of my class.
Wow. Wow.
And surely it's actually kind of crazy to think about it now, but looking back on it, it's a little surreal that only 18 months later, I was knocking on the doors of some distressed sellers that hadn't paid the mortgage in months, sometimes years. And it was my job to book meetings for an investor to meet with them about potentially buying their house. And this is also another thing that was reflected back to me, that this was part of my recovery, going door to door, helping people out of their unfortunate situation. And then fast forward a few years, I graduated high school, got my real estate license, and I was a realtor for 6 to 8 years, 6 years really full time. And then around that time, end of 2014, my dad, who was an investor at the time, needed help with all the properties that he was getting, and he needed help marketing them. So he asked me, can you help me market these properties? And I was like, well, I have my own thing going on here. I'm a successful realtor. I don't have to do anything else. And luckily he asked me more than once. He's a good salesman.
Right. He was very persistent, right?
Yeah. There you go.
He was using the step system on you.
Yeah. So he asked me more than once, and then finally I said, oh, okay, I'll help with the buyers. I can do that alongside my being a realtor. And when I first started with him, my income with him was down here, and then was 10%. And then 90% of my income I was making income as a realtor. However, over the course of the next year and a half, my income shifted in that the marketing morphed into working with all the buyers that were calling off the marketing. Then that really morphed into me developing a process that we like to bring all of our rent-to-own buyers through, so that by the time they do come to the end, I realize we haven't touched on that, so I'm probably going to have to go back, but when it does come to the end of their rent-to-own agreement, because we're buying properties creatively, not using any of our own cash or credit, we're buying it creatively. We buy a number of different ways on a rent-to-own agreement, owner financing, subject to someone's existing loan. However we're buying it, though, we're always selling it on a rent-to-own agreement. And that process of working with a buyer and bringing them through step by step is what I've grown over the years into and specializing in. And then in turn, I now teach all of our associates that we have all over the country to do the same thing in their business and work hand in hand with their buyers and then get them to the finish line.
So I want to back up for a second. So you're essentially saying
there's a lot to unpack there. Yes.
Right. You're essentially saying, probably 2 years after you were in a coma, you went into door knocking and being an investor in real estate. Like, what did that teach you? Like, pull back the curtain a little bit and tell us, what was coming up for you personally and, mentally and spiritually, if it's there, like what was coming up for you? What was it teaching you?
Ooh, all right. Interesting. I don't think I've ever been asked that. So that's a great line of questioning, Shay. So initially I first got the itch. I grew up in a family real estate business. It was all I ever knew. My dad was a builder when I was little. Then he was a realtor. Then he was an investor. Back to doing realtor and investor at the same time. It was at one point or the other through my childhood. So all I knew was real estate. And then around the time where I was starting to study to get my my driver's license, him and his team, he was an investor at the time. Him and his team were playing with the idea of having someone, a bird dog, if you will, go to the property and knock on these notice of default doors, or homeowners that have received the notice of default from the bank saying they missed, a few payments up to like 10 or 12, or really it could be years because we were back in 2006.
So essentially, like, you're becoming the appointment setter?
Yeah, that's exactly what it was. So at the beginning, I had no idea what I was doing. No one really told me. Like, they all said, all right, here's where you go. This is the website that you go to find out where these properties are. Here's a script. Here's a leave behind. Go knock yourself out.
Right.
So
wow.
I didn't know what I was doing. So it was just
like parents on fire.
I went to the area, and I didn't consult anyone on this. I went to the areas where the NODs, the notice of defaults, were in the highest density. Probably not the best area to buy homes. However, I didn't know that. I was only 16 years old. I just wanted to hit the most amount of doors in a day. And I got it really dialed in when I was hitting like 50 to 60 doors in a day, because I would have to go to school during the week. So I wanted to maximize my 1 or 2 days during the weekend when I could get a chance and go out and door knock. I didn't know what I was doing at first. I just went right up to the door, knocked on it. They answered the door. Hi, I'm Nick Prefontaine with Pre-Property. I'm here to help you out of your unfortunate situation. I get a lot of doors slammed in my face. But rejection isn't necessarily a bad thing. It really taught me, okay, I kind of have to reevaluate that, my approach. And shortly after that time, my cousin and I flew to California to shadow the number one person that was having success with these pre-foreclosure doors, these NOD doors. Once I saw his approach and how it differed from mine, oh my gosh, it was so different. It's so nuanced, so like casual, as opposed to going and knocking on the door and blurting out the script. It was, do a light jingle on the door, take a step back, like, hey, I'm sorry, can you help me out? I'm not sure I'm in the right place. Can you confirm something for me that I'm looking for a house? And once they saw their name in the list, it would light up and tell them what happened and what they were doing, or really what they weren't doing to fix the situation.
Mhm.
Those rotten banks. And then when I got back home, I started doing it for myself, and I started getting invited in a lot and setting appointments a lot. And that really taught me very early on in my life, and I've always been that way since that time, is whenever you want to do something, start.
Mm.
Start before you're ready, and then adjust. Then
Mhm.
adjust, and you can figure it out once you're going. But if you don't start, if you want to get everything perfect to start, you're never going to get anywhere.
Yeah, there's so many things that you just kind of mentioned in there. You started out, you had limited time. There's a lot of people that are maybe wanting to start their own side hustle. They have limited time. They go out and they need to maximize it. But then you actually went and sought out essentially a coach who was like, this is how it's working. This is how you be successful. And you invested in, I want to learn how to do it, get me there quicker, faster, hold my hand, right? Have some accountability. And then you went out and you did it, but you started. So it's like you just went ignorance on fire, you tweak and adjust, and then you keep going and keep firing, right? So it's kind of like ready, fire, aim.
Yeah, exactly.
Right?
That's what I've always said. Ready, fire, aim. Yeah.
I love that. And
100%.
in business now, so now you've got two companies. And let's pull back the curtain a little bit. You've got your company, the Common Goal, and then you're a
Yep.
partner in a real estate coaching company.
Yep.
That how you have a lot of team, a lot of associates. How have you guys been able to really continue to scale and grow these two companies? Like what kind of were the things that maybe some of the challenges that have come up for you in your business as you scaled to the point of where you're at now? And then what's looking forward? What does it look like for you the rest of this year? What do you plan on doing?
Well, I can tell you that it's funny because we started out doing this. We were doing anywhere from 5 to 10 deals a month on our own here in our local market.
Mhm.
It started out just my dad, and then he added a bookkeeper, and then he added me. And then from there it grew, and we got to the point where we're doing 5 to 10 deals a month. And it was really, we were all kind of maxed out. We couldn't really do any more. So at that time, people started asking, well, how'd you do that? So
Mhm.
then that's where the coaching came in, and the working and partnering with associates all over the country to do exactly what we're doing in our business. And we're still buying and selling. We're very active in that. We still have, at our peak, we had anywhere from 50 to 60 properties, but we still have anywhere from 10 to 20 properties that we have rent-to-own buyers in that are at one stage or the other, like just starting out or getting ready to get their own loan. So that makes us that much stronger when we're working with our associates to help advise them to, oh, you're dealing with this? Yeah, we dealt with that last year. This is what you do,
Right.
follow this process. And it's kind of simple that when we took it from let's do the most that we can to let's help other people get what they want,
Mhm.
then that's when it really started to grow.
And that's really when the impact started to come in, right?
Yes.
That's really what we're trying to take a look at here on the podcast is, how are we creating powerful impact in the world? How are we going out and being that person that reaches out and says, let me show you the way? We effed up over here, right? Like, don't do
There's
that.
a lot, trust me, there's a lot of that. There's a lot, we're not shy about that. And that's actually why I think a lot of mentors or coaches in the space that we're in kind of get mad at us. We're very transparent about, oh no, we've effed up a lot. We've done this, we've done that. Don't do that. That's not what you should do. That's going to cost you 50 or 100,000. And it's like no one as far as coaching and training out there wants to tell you about all the stuff that can go wrong. They just want to tell you all the good stuff, all the sunshine and roses and everything's great and no problems ever come up. But we kind of take the opposite approach.
Yeah, I
If you will.
agree with you. I mean, I've turned clients away going, nope, you should not do that. That is not
Yeah.
where you need to be doing it. That's not the best use of your time, money, energy, and effort, right? If
Mhm.
you want to do it, this is the system. This is the way that it works, right? And that's
Yep.
why we invest in our mentors and our experts to support us in doing that. So I love that piece of it. Sadly, we've got to start moving towards wrapping up. I would love for you to kind of share a little bit more with us in regards to, if somebody's in here, maybe they're wanting to do some real estate on the side, or they're, wanting to grab the STEP system. What is the best way let's start there. What's the best way that they can kind of dive deeper into your STEP system?
So yeah, so what I talked just like literally was a few sentences, and I just touched on what it is, like a very high level overview. But if anyone's interested at all about what I have going on, whether it's my speaking and the STEP system, they can download the STEP system for free by visiting nickprefontaine.com/step. And once they visit that page, they're going to get access to the STEP system for free, and they're going to learn all about support, trust, energy, and persistence. And it really unpacks it. That's a free ebook STEP.
I love that. We'll definitely include that in the show notes. So make sure that you definitely click on that piece. And then I think you also have another gift for us, a different free book.
Yeah. That's the New Rules of Real Estate Investing. That was a book that I co-authored with my dad, Chris Prefontaine, and my brother-in-law, Zach. And that's 24 leading experts share their niche and why their niche is the best. Like, we're biased, we think, doesn't mean that we're wrong, but we think that our way is the best. However, we realize we're not a one size fits all for everyone. So not everyone out there is going to love what we do. And this book really unpacks different niches and different aspects that people can get involved in real estate in one form or the other. And we're going to, for your listeners, we can get them out a free copy. And now this is 100% free. Like, it's not you go to the website and then we ask you to pay shipping and handling. We pay for everything. So you can get access to that by going to wickedsmartbooks.com/Shay, SHAY. I believe I'm spelling that right.
You are. Yeah, absolutely.
And then I know, Shay, we really didn't have a ton of time to talk about what it is like in the trenches, what we're doing, buying homes creatively, and then we're selling them on a rent to own. But if that in any way interested anyone, they can go to our website, wickedsmartinc.com. And if they scroll down, they can get registered for the free master's class. And gosh, I really, it changes iterations of it, but it's anywhere from 20 to 30 minutes. And it's going to unpack our trademarked 3 payday system. Also, it's going to explore how we buy and sell on terms without using any of our money or credit. And if by the end of that, they are interested in it and they want to take the next step, they'll be able to.
Beautiful. So we'll include all of those links in the show notes. Greatly appreciate it. Before we kind of say goodbye to everybody, what kind of last moment thought would you like to leave the audience with if it comes down to, they're having maybe overcoming some adversity right now in their life or in their business? What would you say to them?
It's very easy to get, no matter who you are, it's very easy to get overwhelmed by the distance that you have to cover, or if it's you're going through an adversity or something like that, and there's so much going on, you just can't see your way through. all you can focus on that point is just taking one step at a time. Now, once you take your first step, your next step is always going to be available for you. It's just a matter of trusting that it will be there for you. And all you can do is focus on one step at a time.
Beautiful. I love it. Thank you so much for being with us today, Nick. And I want to thank you all for joining us on another episode of Creating Powerful Impact. Until next time, I hope you have an amazing and blessed day. Take care. Thank you so much for listening to the Creating Powerful Impact podcast. If you are a successful coach, speaker, author, or thought leader who would like to be on this program, simply visit creatingpowerfulimpact.com/guest. If you are someone who got something out of this interview, would you please do me a favor and share this episode on social media? Just do a quick screenshot with your phone and text it to a friend or post it on your socials. Also, if you know somebody that would be a great guest, tag them on social media to let them know about the show and include the hashtag Creating Powerful Impact. I love seeing all of your posts and great guest selections. We are regularly putting out new episodes and content. To make sure you don't miss any episodes, go ahead and subscribe. Your thumbs up, ratings, and reviews go a long way to help promote the show, and they really mean a lot to me and my team. Want to know more about us? Head on over to our website, graceandeaseproductions.com, or follow me on LinkedIn, Facebook, or Instagram. Just look for Grace and Ease Productions on your favorite platform. Thanks for listening. We'll see you next time.